Man, I'm so disgusted. Let this dude defend his belt. Let him simultaneously. What's the problem? If he wants to hold the belt in 2 weight classes and defend the belts, what's the problem?
The WBC, the World Boxing Council, has officially stripped Shakur Stevenson of his WBC lightweight title. And as a result, the WBC belt is now a vacant belt. A fighter who competes at a higher weight class and does not formally defend his title at the original division can be ruled inactive at that weight class.
So damn, that was quick. The WBC have stripped Shakur Stevenson after historic victory versus Teofimo Lopez at Madison Square Garden, New York City, my city. Are they trying to get back at Bud Crawford, huh? Because Bud Crawford ain't paid that sanctioning fee, huh? And they trying to what, like take it out on Shakur Stevenson? I don't know. But look, that's not gonna take away of the momentum of that victory that Shakur Stevenson had. Y'all already know he became a 4-division world champion, 2-division lineal champion. But to be honest, I'd rather have Shakur Stevenson in a 140-pound division. I think
So, despite nobody beating Shakur Stevenson, he is a undefeated fighter. Nobody took his belt. But for whatever reason, the WBC has decided him moving up has created some type of void and have now made and declared his title vacant.
I believe that the WBO strap that he got right now and the lineage title that he got on is more valuable in a 140-pound division than going back to the 135-pound division. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that he could also petition to be the WBO mandatory to the welterweight champion in the WBO in Devin the Dream Haney. I think that would be an attractive matchup in 2026 following that type of performance versus Teofimo Lopez. You know, they've all been linked to one another. Those are the four kings, the Fab Five, whatever you want to call it. And I think that's just better for the sport of boxing. That's better for Shakur Stevenson. And I think that's a very winnable fight right there.
After a beautiful performance, a dominating performance, the WBC, in a rush to do nothing, can't give this dude a week to make a decision on what he wants to do next.
Got a big update in the lightweight division, specifically about Shakur Stevenson, who gets stripped by the WBC after winning the WBO title at 140 pounds. This is not unheard of, but it is highly suspicious considering what has happened previously with the WBC.
Shakur says yesterday, I'm willing to fight Lamont Roach. We're going to make it happen. Right? You put Lamont Roach at number 2. Shakur says, okay, I'm willing to fight Lamont Roach. And you strip him? This is why these sanctioned bodies are a joke. Look how long Gervonta Tank Davis held the WBA title. It's a joke.
Shakur is no longer the guy at 135 pounds, so that means that the WBC belt is going to be open. Who knows who's going to be able to fight for that WBC belt? You have a bunch of opportunities for guys to get titles in that weight division, but it's all of a sudden it's not very, very deep, man. Now that Shakur has been forced out of it, man. But man, I think they did Shakur Stevenson wrong, but that's what you get, man. You play with fire. He's got to go up and stay in that weight class. That cuts off a lot of his options.
The WBC didn't strip Shakur because of rules. They stripped him to protect the 135-pound ecosystem he was suffocating. Here's what nobody's connecting. Shakur at lightweight was a promotional nightmare. No knockout power, technical brilliance that casual fans call boring, and an unbeaten record that makes him mathematically undeniable, but commercially undesirable. Every top lightweight knew fighting Shakur meant 12 rounds of defensive wizardry, high risk of losing on points, and pay-per-view numbers that don't justify the damage to their zero. The WBC saw the future. Shakur camping at 135, cherry-picking mandatories, clogging the division with fights nobody wants to buy and prospects can't afford to take. By stripping him, they're not punishing greatness. They're performing economic surgery, removing the roadblock so Tank, Haney, and the money fighters can operate without the threat of a technically superior spoiler demanding his shot. The revelation: Shakur's defensive mastery made him too good for the business model. They didn't strip a champion, they exiled a problem their promoters couldn't monetize and their contenders couldn't solve. That's the revelation. They didn't strip Shakur to punish him. They stripped him because he was the problem they couldn't solve. Subscribe for more breakdowns that go beyond the surface. Comment below, who really wins when Shakur loses that belt? Next video drops soon. Stay sharp.